Good evening, everyone, and it's day 5 of the 5-day fat loss fiesta, which means it's the last video in the series. So hello to everyone who can join me here tonight, and hi to everyone who's going to be watching this on the replay because it's Sunday night and probably getting ready for next week. But that's cool because hopefully you've taken on everything that's been in the last 4 videos and the video that's on tonight, and you're going to be making all kinds of busy plans and souping up your workouts and your eating and getting your fat loss strategy on. So if you're new to the group and you're seeing me here doing this video for the first time, please go back into the group and scroll through the other videos and check him out from day 1 to day 4, because I've been talking about a process of how to improve your fat loss results. And it's important that you track it through because I've been doing all the different stages in order. And here tonight, I'm going to cover the final stage. Let me say hi to Jodie. Thank you for joining me, Han. So the final stage is the workouts that you must do to accelerate the fat burning that you've already got going, and also how to build a body that's going to help you keep your results even whilst you're asleep. So there'll be no yo-yoing and putting the fat back on and finding yourself back where you started. These are the ways that you guys have to work out in order to make sure that everything you've worked hard for, all your planning and everything, stays in place and you keep the body that you worked really hard for. So let's have a quick recap. First step, we moderated our carbs so that we could release our body fat and it goes into the system ready to be burnt off. Second step, we cleaned up our diet so that our liver, where we burn fat, is prioritizing fat burning over anything else. And so we release the fat and then we're burning the fat. Third step, we added fat burning foods to our diet to increase the amount of fat that was required to be burnt, because we boosted our metabolism, so we needed more calories, so we burnt off more fat. And the final thing to do, the icing on the cake, is to add in workouts that further really accelerate your metabolism, really speed up your fat burning, and also building a body that naturally burns more fat than the one that you have now. A body that's burning fat 24/7, so that once you've got to the body that you want, it becomes a hell of a lot simpler to keep it, to maintain it. So let's get started. There's a pattern. The last few steps I've done, they've come with 2 points in them. And this evening, the 5th step, the last step, the workouts, also has 2 points to it. We have 2 sides. I'm just going to say hi to Lima. Lima's watching us. Hello, honey. So the 2 styles of workout that you need to be doing is HIIT training. That stands for high intensity interval training. And I'll explain that in just a second. And also weight training. Sometimes you'll hear it called resistance training, but I really want you to get into your head tonight is weight training. So first of all, let's start with the HIIT training. The HIIT training is the way of working out that really massively accelerates your fat loss. And HIIT stands for high intensity and interval training. There's kind of 2 sections to it. So I'll take the high intensity bit first of all. And what this means is that you choose exercises which are high intensity for you. So it doesn't mean high impact or all kinds of flinging yourself around. It means gauging your own particular fitness level and then choosing the moves which make you work at the top of what you've got right now. So you'll often see HIIT workouts online and it's high intensity and everything, and you see people flinging themselves all over the place and flying up and down and doing all kinds of jump and bend and everything. If you look at that and you think, holy crap, there's no way I'm fit enough to do that, it does not matter. If for you, doing a few squats and a few press-ups against the wall is high intensity, is taking your maximum effort, that is high intensity box ticked. That's it for you. And conversely, if you're super fit and some of the moves like burpees and going up and down and everything isn't pushing you to your max, you're not in high intensity, you are just working out. So you will need to up level your movements and put some stuff in that pushes you harder, maybe change them, choose a few different things. So the moves you want in a high intensity interval training workout have to be ones that make you get really hot, really sweaty, heart going like this, and also you'll know if you're doing them because you get really thirsty really quickly, and water tastes like the best thing ever. Then to make it into a HIIT workout, a fast fat burning workout, high intensity, and then you have interval training. This literally means it's like an interval or an intermission or a tea break. You have to take a rest. So you do a really short period of your high intensity, bursting out, kicking your own butt, and then you have to take a rest. And then you go back to the high intensity, you do another really short burst, and then you have to take another rest. So you have high intensity, then you have an interval. Work really hard, have a little break. Work really hard, have a little break. And you want to keep the workout short as well. If you can keep doing this for an hour, you're not working at high intensity. If you can do this for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you couldn't do any more, it would really kill you and lay you out for a week, then you have your high intensity right. So, what do HIIT workouts do that other workouts don't? Number one, because they have to be short because you're working at high intensity, they're actually less stressful for your body. When you work out for long periods of time and the body's constantly doing little motions and it's continuing on and you're going on and on and on, you get what's called oxidative stress going on in your body, and your body releases stress hormones. And this stress hormone particularly is called cortisol, and cortisol itself puts fat on your belly. That's how you know if that's becoming an issue for you, because the stress level is causing you to release this hormone. It's putting fat on your belly. And then if you're thinking, oh, it doesn't matter, the fat's already there, cortisol is going to stop you from losing fat from that area. So if you've ever been on a diet, everything else is kind of sucking in and the legs are looking good and the butt's coming up, but the belly's still like this, you need to shorten your workouts. You need to deal with your stress level. So HIIT workouts are nice and short. So they really deal with belly fat superbly. But also, because the high intensity and the shock to the system every time you do your little burst, so you got your work hard, that's the burst, and then take a break, getting a breath so that you can burst again, this shock to the system accelerates your metabolism absolutely through the roof. And when I first studied this, and they said that, I thought, oh, that's cool, maybe we're going to get like a double or a triple of your metabolism boosting, and it's not that. It raises it 9 times. 9 times your metabolism goes up. That's crazy. And there is no other way of working out that's going to give you this hit, if you like. 9 times the fat burning from a shorter workout. So make sure in your workout plans you guys have high intensity interval training. And remember, the intensity goes to your fitness level and the intervals have to be there. If you're not working hard enough that you don't need a break, it ain't HIIT. So make sure they're in your workout plans, and you need to be hitting them 2 to 3 times a week. You don't need to do that stuff every day. The effect lasts for about 72 hours. That's 3 days. So 2 to 3 HIIT workouts a week, 10 to 15 minutes at a time. Your fat burning is going to go through the roof. So that's part 1, and that relates to the results that you're going to get. That's going to help you lose your fat faster. It's going to shred it off of you, get rid of the wobble. You'll start seeing the dents, you'll start seeing the lean bits. That's the first part of exercising to lose fat. So that was number 1. That's one of the workouts that you must do. Second type of training that you've got to do is weight training. Now, often called resistance training, most people think of weight training. It doesn't necessarily mean that you guys have got to go out and get yourself on a machine, or you've got to get loads and loads of sets of dumbbells or kettlebells or anything like that. You can actually do it with your body weight. So you have a choice. If you're cool with lifting weights and you've got the kit, or you're a member of a gym that's got all kinds of stuff there, get yourself into the weight section, start moving some weights, start building some nice lean muscle tissue, start building up the like the toned arms and the bingo wings, get them all nice and strong. If you don't have that stuff, or you're not feeling confident enough to go and put yourself in that area and learn stuff, or if it even just doesn't appeal to you, you have yourself. And believe me, the whole of you does weigh something, all right? If you lay on the floor and a second version of you came along, you probably couldn't pick your own self up. You know, if you're just lying there dead on the floor, you reach down one hand, try to lift yourself up, it's probably not going to happen. So realize also that your body has a weight to it and can be used for weight training, body weight exercises. And these are things like squats, lunges, press ups, tricep dips, planks even. Anything where you use the weight of you against gravity is going to work those muscles and start to build them up. So why is this important? Muscle is alive. Fat is not. Fat just sits there storing calories. Muscle sits there having a calorie burning party. Your body has to burn calories in order to keep the muscle. And if you're doing your weight training workouts, you're adding muscle and convincing your body that it also needs to maintain what's there. It needs it. You've got to be able to do press ups. And that's why you improve in your workouts, because you do stuff and your body goes, I must get better at this. And it attends to it. And when we're doing the weight training, what it's doing is it's thinking, okay, I need a bit more muscle here. I'm going to get some. Now, you guys have all seen the pictures of me in minikers and bra bikini kind of thing. You're not going to get big. That's a picture of me when I was weight training for about an hour and a half a day, 6 days a week, lifting as much weight as I possibly could. And that's what occurred. I didn't suddenly turn into Miss Universe. I wasn't some kind of female Hulk. But you do start to see the tone in your arms, the dents in your abs, the lifting of your butt, all those kind of cool things. And because you're now burning more calories, because you have a little bit more muscle on you, your metabolism is now permanently up. So whereas before we talked about eating foods which are going to boost it, and green tea, which is going to boost it, these are like a permanent switch on to your metabolic boost. It's always there. As long as your muscle's on your body, you're burning fat at a higher rate. So even when you're sleeping at night, or when you're chilling watching the X Factor, or in your car on the way to work, those muscles are sitting there going burn, 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 burn. So you've got to have weight training workouts in there as well to build up your muscle foundation and also to keep it there, because it's lose it if you don't use it, or the other way around. Hang on, let me try that. If you don't use it, you lose it. So you've got to keep them going. And again, the weight training workouts, you guys are going to see results if you do 2 to 3 times a week, and you don't have to be going at it for hours. If you're lifting enough weight, a couple of sets on each body part is going to make a massive difference for you, particularly if this is new to your training. And if you want to go in the direction that I did, where I really am into my weight training, I absolutely love it, you can ramp it up to where I was. Go 6 days a week, and if you're having a good time, keeping going, doing all your exercises, you're still not going to get big, but you are going to build a body that burns fat like gangbusters. And that's the secret. When you've gone through all 4 steps, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and you're right here and you followed them and the fat's gone and you're feeling good, the secret is to keep these workouts going, and then you won't find yourself in a position where you feel like you've done all of this work and then 6 months down the line your pants start feeling a bit tight again, and you start feeling a bit heavier and a bit like you have less energy, and then you look in the mirror and you start picking up bits. That's not going to come if you get these workouts set in place, because they're going to turn you into a permanent full-time fat burning machine. So you have your high intensity training 2 to 3 times a week, just working hard enough that you need your mini breaks, and then you have your weight training. Now you can do them both in the same session. I do recommend doing your weight training first, because you're not going to lift as much weight if you're already tired from your HIIT training. And that means if you don't lift as much weight, you're not providing as much stimulation to the muscles, which means that you're not going to keep the same level of muscle tone there. So let your weight training go first. Then you'll be a little bit tired. So when you come to the high intensity, you don't have to do such crazy moves for it to feel really intense. So you can double up the workouts, 15 minutes of weights and 15 minutes of HIIT, and you're done. You've got both bases covered 2 to 3 times a week. You're going to see the results from that, and it's going to be awesome. So hopefully that's it. There's nothing more that I need to tell you. There's some advanced stuff which I'll go into on like a different fiesta at a different time, but how you, if you find yourself with stubborn fat, like you've got belly fat that won't go, or everything's slimmed down and your butt and your thighs are still like out there. But that's for a different set of videos. You need to have progressed through all of this before you can determine if any of those things are an issue for you and if they need to be dealt with. You might be looking at your belly right now and you may think, that's really got to go. But if you progress through steps 1 to 4, it might be gone. So there's nothing else for me to discuss tonight. Those bridges we're going to cross when we get there. So for the last time, let me fully recap everything. And remember, start asking questions if you have them. Stick them down below. I'm going to take a peek just in a second. And if you're here with me, I'm going to say hi as well. So first thing to do, check your carbs. You can eat often, but make sure that your carbs are not bumping over 25 to 30 grams in a sitting. And it's simple, easy to do. Check the back of the packet, work out the portion size, memorize what it looks like in your head so you don't have to check that packet again. And that switches off your fat storing hormones. Once they're off, you're in fat releasing mode and the fat's being released. It's cool. Once the fat's being released, it goes to the liver. Now, the liver burns the fat off, but if there are toxins in the way, it's going to be burning toxins and your fat loss will be a big fat 0. So we detox. We try and eat organic. We get rid of processed foods with preservatives and other evil stuff in them. We cut down on diet drinks and caffeine and everything. So the liver doesn't have anything toxic to deal with. So now the liver's got nothing to do but burn your fat. All that fat you've been releasing now, your fat storing hormones are off. So we're now burning fat. We accelerate the fat by eating. And remember, you can eat 2 to 4 hours a day, 6 times a day. Regular eating keeps your metabolism up because your body puts your metabolism down when there's no food coming in because it thinks that you'd be starving. And if it doesn't think that you're starving, it's happy to burn off calories. It's not trying to save anything for a rainy day. So eat regularly and eat your thermic foods, foods that take more calories to digest than they give you coming in. So we have your protein and your green veggies. Keep those 2 on your list at all times. Try and get them into every meal that you can. And lastly, adjust your workouts. The 2 workouts that you must have if you really want to kick up your fat loss, your HIIT training, your high intensity, work hard, take a break, work hard, take a break. And finally, get some weight training in there, whether you want to go and lift weights, whether you want to go and grab a kettlebell, whether you want to stick to body weight in your living room in the break for Coronation Street, doing a few squats, getting your press ups done, doing your dips, holding out your plank, and then you have every base covered. You have a full fat loss strategy, and in no time whatsoever, you're going to be looking like a diamond. All right, let me check who's here, and let me check on the comments. I have to lean forwards with my most attractive angle. Ellen, hello Ellen, how are you? And Elaine and Jagita. Cool. All right. If you forget anything at any point, these videos are going to stay in the group. So go back and watch them, maybe make notes, maybe have a think, maybe make a plan, then come back and watch the videos and check that your plan fits in with the strategy. And if you have any questions at any time, always post them under these videos or directly into the group. Or if you can't find that and you're at a push, you can stick them on my Facebook timeline or you can stick them on the Facebook page. It's all cool. Facebook, the lovely thing that it is always going to tell me when you guys have tried to get in touch. So, sayonara, my darlings, and I will see you very soon. Good night, gang.